Hey everybody, Devan here and welcome back to the Angling Giant YouTube channel. We're at Lodge Farm Fisheries today on the Sand Martin pond. We've drawn peg 26, so we'll just about to get set up. I'll see you when everything's set up and we'll have a look through them rigs. So we're just going to have a quick look at rigs that we're going to be using today. On San Martin there's quite a divide, and that's where I'm hoping to be targeting today. So first off, we've got this little short kit. We've got a 8 to 10 elastic in that, and on the float side we've got a 0.3 DT float in line, and then we're actually going to be fishing this overshotted. We're going to strung out shot pattern of number 8s. It's overshotted by one number 8 is that one. So some nice shallow fishing for them eyed. If we do find them at a set distance, we've got a 0.2 skittle DT float set up as well, and that's what we'll fish at a set depth shallow. This one we've got a 6 to 8 elastic in that. Onto his deeper rigs. This one we've got a white oller, 8 to 12 I think this one is. We're fishing that to a 0.3, I think they're called open water slim from DT floats. And again just a bulk of 3 and then a tapered shotting pattern out there. Like I said, that's on as 2+2 on deck. Very similar for our 13 metre. And this one we've just got a slightly heavier elastic in a 12 to 14. 0.4 open water slim from DT again. And again, bulk of 2. And then strung out shotting pattern on that one. And then the only other rig we've got is a shallow blob. This is for his margin. So this is a 0.2 shallow blob. Now we've got this on a massive lash. So we're fishing his margin just up to the next platform in about 2.5 foot of water. We've also got that set up in case we can see out that wants mugging, but it's a bit cold and there's not much sun, so we'll probably not be doing any of that. We'll have a quick look at bait tray and then we should just be about ready for time. So we've got way more options than we need to today. It's pure and simple because we've got a lot of bait left over from yesterday's trip. We're going to start off first on the method feeder. Fishery micros prepared in a few juices and some Teddy Fisher bandit wafters. His main approach is going to be casters shallow. Now these casters aren't too bad, but these ones, they haven't fared well in freezer. So I'm hoping that they don't turn the nose up at them. We've got a big blob of paste left over from yesterday's bait reviewing. So we'll try that at margin, we'll try that out in front of us. It's, you don't take any messing about with that paste. And then for his margins, dead reds, corn, and we've got some ground bait made up down there. Unfortunately, we've forgot his ground bait ring, so his bowl's gonna have to sit on floor for now. But we're ready, we've got plenty of options, probably too many to be honest. If that caster line takes off, that's all we're going to be fishing today. I think I'm going to target the mide. First match with new club, hopefully it goes well, but only time will tell. We're a couple of minutes off time, so I'll see you when we're fishing. Well, as I mentioned before, I'm going to start off on method feeder, just so I can prep my shallow line. There's a chance I might regret not starting out waggler, but we'll see. As I say, as casters today unfortunately are not the best, so I'm hoping this sink. So then I've made a few ground bait balls down there. I feed them over on a 13-metre deck, along with some micro and a few freebies of corn. Let's give that a squeeze. The reason I like start-up method is you can have a line out fishing while you're baiting up. Now, I'm probably going to look a little bit clumsy than usual today because we're trying a new setup. So things are not quite where we used to having them. So that's a 13-metre line, 2 balls in, ground bait, micros, a few freebies of corn. And all I'm doing, I'm throwing tiny handfuls of casters just in front of us. Just try and get a bit of attraction in water. So what we can hopefully do is get them feeding without any fear at line in water or like that. And then we can get over them. Get a few liners. There's definitely fish in a swim. So I'll probably give this 10 minutes, another 5, and see if there's any of them I'd moved in. We dropped onto a short line after that 10 minutes, like I said, and this is what we're after today. That is a battle scarn hide. That's a stamper hide that we're going to be getting today. So we'll get back out straight away. Let's get a good weight of these hide. What we're going to need to do is we need to be catching them fast. As yet, they're not quite coming fast enough. But the beauty of them is when they turn up, they tend to turn up in shoals, schools, whatever you want to call them. And you see if they're a little bit deeper. So they're definitely there now. They're starting to jump at his bait when we go in. I will feed and slap his bait back in. No, we're not having it as fast as we'd have liked just yet. Just going to try small band of dead reds. See if that excites them any more than this single caster. Just keep feeding. There's a chance that could be a bit too much bait for him. But there's only one way to find out, because they're there, but they're not really taking them casters. Now another one. Now then, mate, you're going to get yourself all wrapped up. There you go. Now, still a couple of minutes between bites. We just need to keep on with that feed. That one's just caused me a bit of a tangle. Let's see if we can get that sorted. There we go. But yeah, to get a good weight of these, we're going to have to be a lot quicker. Right, let's see if we can get these feeding. Impressed we've had 5 of them eyed. Now, weirdly, they're not coming very consistent up in water. We've tried to fish off at top of them with no joy. And we've also been out to 13 metres. Again, no joy at all. So I'm just going to try this swim I've plumbed up just in front at next peg. Now 1 or 2 people catching, so the fish are definitely feeding, but we just can't seem to find the fish that are feeding, which is usually our luck. But it's only 11:45, so it's still early, still plenty of time for one of these swims to turn on, and if we can get them eyed feeding properly, we can get, you know, a fair way to them in a short space of time if we're quick enough. One or 2 topping sort of towards 10 o'clock position. It might be a bit of a slow video this one, but they will turn on eventually, hopefully. So we've just got to be patient, not lose his head, not rush anything. Make sure we're thinking about everything we're doing. And start to pay a little bit more attention to them bites. So we need to remember we've got a massive lash on this. And we do need to be striking properly if we do get a bite on this margin. And we need to be quick because it's just going to go straight under that platform if we hit into them. No signs of fish topping now, and wind's died down, so it could be time to try waggler for a bit. Who knows? So we're actually fishing a tactic that I very, very rarely use. That is the slow sinking bomb. As we weren't getting fast enough fish anywhere, so I wanted to change something up. And because I couldn't tell where fish were in water, we put slow sinking bomb on. I don't know exactly what it says on tin, that. It's a bomb that's only just shotted to sinking point. So it's like a perfect mix between waggler and bomb. And it just lets your bait sink nice and slow. Now that's a proper battle scarred hide. Oh, sorry mate. Very fat, that's new injuries, that, 'cause it's still bleeding. So let's add hold of that. Oh. So what we're hoping is this is going to fall slow enough through water to attract both hide and carp. But it's not going to go straight to the bottom like a conventional bomb, and it's not going to stay in the same place like a waggler. So all we're looking for is that line tightening up. We'll get it long enough to reach bottom and then just cast back out. I've only ever fished it once before and we weren't successful. And for us to get one on his first cast tells me we could be onto a winner. So what's low sinking bomb is? It's a hard plastic ball, and this one takes 4 number 8s to make it sink slow. You just pop them inside and it literally falls super slow. But it's not going to plan, because the plan was to absolutely bag up on these eyed shallow, but I'm not having any in it today. There is one just in a swim there. I think what I'm going to do is just cycle through a few different methods and see what we can put together. I'm going to drop back on this shallow line again. If something works, we'll come back and hopefully we can get a few fish on film. We're still fishing shallow. We're over at 13 metres now. We're not using pellet this time. Again, look at the size of that for an hide. Absolutely huge. Massive fish. Hopefully we've enticed them. where to find that. I'm going to say we're fishing and feeding fishery pellets. Now because they took a 6mm when I was fishing that bomb, that's what we're fishing when I usually go with 4s. And if they're hungry they'll take out. It's weird because usually with this method of fishing, once you hit one, you hit them all. But it's weird. I can't, no matter what method I use, I can't get a string of fish together. We ain't caught out on deck. Everything we've had has been up in water. It's a weird old day. Keep checking my swim that I've got in front of the next peg. We've had no commotion yet. But by the looks of it, all we can do is keep picking off. He's curious-eyed. Just need that wind to die off a little bit. It's proven a bit difficult to keep pole steady. Yes. Poles all over the place at the minute. Can't seem to get comfy. And we could probably do them with 2 bags of pellets, because for every 7 I put in pouch, only 4 make it over there. Rest are in my trainers. The plan is to stick at this for a bit and then drop on deck with a banded pellet of the way we've been feeding. So you could attract some of them bigger carp down to the bottom. So what I'm doing, I've got tip of my pole just under water. I'm just bouncing my front knee. And what that's doing is, because it's an overshotted rig, it's just lifting and sinking that bait. And then again we just lift it a bit higher to see if they're a bit shallower. 4 pellets. Slap into where we've fed. Bit far out. So that's one error you can make when you're fishing like this. If you feed too far, or not far enough, but if you feed too far you end up pushing fish further away. Oh well, now we'll just see if they react to casters any better than they do these pellets. I know Liz going to react better to these casters than ducks that have just come in. There we go. If they are there, mine got away having to look for them. Like I said, we're going to be clattering about today. We've had to move around his tackle and... ow, Jesus Christ, mate. I just had a scale straight up my nail at it. So yeah, we've had to move around all this tackle. So it's a slightly different place to where it usually is. So until we're used to it, we're going to clatter everything, unfortunately. So rinse and repeat. No, I'm shite at guessing weight to ride. I think these might be a pound, could be a bit more. I reckon we might have about 10-11 pound up to press, which is poor. If these had were proper on it, we'd have had one by now. Just before I started filming my matches, like literally the match that made me decide to start filming, were a match at Springvale. And we were fishing exactly like this, just a little bit closer. And I think we had probably about 300 fish that day, but they were a lot smaller eyed. We ended up weighing 97 pound that day, coming second. Here we're on here, look. So I'll just get that feed out. And this is a bigger fish, this one. Could be into a carp here. There it's droning down. And if it's not a carp, it is a very nice hide. Do with that getting off that line, off his elastic. There you go. No, that's on. Yeah, oh no. A very boisterous hide, that one. And that's a little carp, look. There we go. Right. Yeah, smashing everything up again. Let's move them out of there. So if these carp are feeding now, this is where we could improve his weight. I've got an absolute pile of pellets in my shoe. That's going to be rather uncomfortable in a minute, that. Let's get a pellet bander up, because we're never going to catch up if we're taking 5 minutes to put a bloody pellet on, because his hands are wet. This front pocket of my hoodie is getting very full, but also what's in there. So we've got a carp in that net now, which means I'm going to click that as £2, that one. I've clicked every hide as £1 and I've added an extra one on. Got a couple of rounds that they'll inevitably over. I'm under no illusion that we're going to hit as net limit on either of these nets. But I'd hate to do it and get disqualified for it. Let's get that comfy again. And business as usual. 13 metres. Pull tip slightly in water and jiggle that knee. While absolute hippopota chunks are topping in front at peg next to us. So I'm doing a little bit more fishing at distance than I usually would. We've got a match at Hayfields coming up soon. And 13 metre up and down they call it. So you fish 13 metres up in water and then you drop off at bottom. rinse and repeat. And because we're still very new to fishing at distance and not very good at it, as you can tell, I'm giving us practicing. So it might look like I'm feeding a lot, but there are literally 4 pellets in this pouch. Every time it gets flicked out. 2 end up in my shoe, 2 end up at my float. So there's not a lot of bait going in at all. It's just a constant noise. There we go. It's just an hide. I said just an hide. That's not just an hide. That's a proper hide. I can't grab at the side of these. I still got I can't. Compare them to what we catch at Springvale. Fucking 5 times size of them. Although as I say, I'm not very good at this style of fishing at distance. It is my favourite. In the words of Andy May, my favouriteest ever in the whole wide world. Because when you can get them going, you can win a match in the last hour with it. And I owe it all to one man, that's my granddad Barrett. He taught me how to do this with a jigger on Barnborough Lakes. And I absolutely smashed him up. First time he ever showed me. Since then I thought I might be alright at this. I asked him to show me a few more tips. I don't think he will anymore because I beat him. No, I'm only kidding. He's taught me near enough. I won't say everything I know about fishing. My father and my Uncle Jay, they've helped. But he certainly taught me a great deal of what I know. Right, I've been quite lucky with coaches I've had in fishing. My granddad, when he was about my age, so mid to late 90s, he was a bloody good pole angler. Unbeatable at Hayfield in his day. My dad was good as a kid. Stood in for Barnsley Blacks once or twice, had a few trial matches and things like that. And his speciality is hard fishing. If it's fishing hard, middle of winter, nobody's catching, my dad will win a match fishing single maggot on a size 22, 2-pound line. He'll hammer everybody at it. And then my Uncle Jason, he's fantastic at long pole. He'd be making this look like silk at the minute. And there's me. Not right good at out. That gives it a go. Anyway, let's stop waffling. Let's get a few more fish. Toying with the idea of trying something incredibly risky here, flicking my rig under that platform. Now it's a complete and utter shit-hole bust manoeuvre, which we can avoid for now because we've hooked into one. But it is a deadly tactic. You can get your rig right under the platform. But if you're not quick enough on bite, that fish can swim right leg instead of back under front at platform. And then you are screwed. So we've got a nice thick elastic on this. So this is bigger than the other fish, despite not seeing as much elastic. That is going. I'll put that landing net down. If we can butt up. Just losing bloody landing net and fish at the same time. For God's sake. There we go. Landing net safe. Fish still on. Disaster averted for now. And this is a 14 elastic. I don't know if it's 14 to 16 or 12 to 14. Either way, this carp's causing some bother with it. I've seen some donkeys coming out, so I don't think we're going to challenge for big fish with this. But it's our big fish at there. There we go. Absolutely stunning mirror. I'm not going to hold it up. But you'll have to trust me. It's a nice fish. So that's our guesstimate of £6. So if nobody reckons they've had out bigger, we'll get that weighed for a little side competition we do, which is biggest fish at the day. Everybody puts a quid in, biggest fish at the day takes you to them. Well, fish don't, there's not a lot you can spend 20 odd quid on. What we do. So I'll get back under there. Like I said, we've got a big bed of ground bait. So we're putting in a toss pot. I'm actually going to flick this rig into margin a little bit closer. So there's some mad swirls just to his left. Just a quick mic change then. Apologies you didn't see me hook into this, but we've stuck with that little margin-esque swim front at next peg, and we're off again. Luckily this one's swimming towards us. Not as big as his last one. It's still a nice weight building carp. Heading towards our peg. Just give it a bit of elastic, not too much though. Right mate, your time is up. Oh, that's nice. A nice linear mirror. This has to be foul hooked. That's a lump. Take that. Bastard! Top kit's gone. There's one in that net. It might be about 7 if I'm lucky. I think he's in that net anyway.
John Holmes, has he gone home?
Yeah. Oh, shit,
You haven't fished? Haven't you?
Didn't you fish at
I
all?
don't think so.
I think he got about 10 minutes and then I think it's sitting down.
Why?
Couldn't see.
His eyes had gone.
I've said to them because they were going. I said, roll with you and I'll drive you fucking.
Oh, yeah, they said that. I didn't know what that was all about.
All right. So, bollocks, I brought 24 cents.
He might make ditch, but well. Might he might be off at motorway eating ditch. His eyes have gone.
I don't think more that.
Well, that.
He'll be driving back to fucking Skeggy tomorrow. Don't mind if you give me a hook, will it? You want that weighing down a bit?
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
27.8.
51.14 Donovan.
Thank you. Here we go, everybody. That's that. We've weighed in a respectable £51.14 and we've won a section, which is a lot more than we hoped for halfway through that match. That stint down at margin definitely pulled us out of some dire straits there. Some really good weights been had around pond. I'll put the results up below, somewhere near here or wherever. So yeah, well done to the lads. Today they've plenty of weights over £100 and some nice big carp caught as well. It's been a strange old day. The mide didn't really react the way that I wanted them to. I expected to get them there, keep them there. Like I say, we've sprayed 6 pint of casters and a full bag 6mm pellets today, and we just couldn't get a decent run of fish together. But we've dotted and darted about each swim and we've done it right. I don't think we could have got much more out of that peg, which weights in our section have proved. So all in all, very good day. First match with a new club and we've ended it money. That keeps us up a 100% brown envelope streak so far this year. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please consider liking, subscribing, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time.